Welcome to Pour the Wine, It's Rom-Com Time, where we'll sip some wine,
Hey.
and review all things rom-com on the Hallmark channel. I'm Amy.
And I'm Garry.
And I'm ready to sip.
Yes, you know what?
But I'll wait a little bit. Yeah, you can go first.
I'm not going to.
Can you believe Thanksgiving is only a few days away? Oh my gosh.
How fast has this year flown?
Believe it. It has really, really flown. And today we're going to be reviewing the final 2 episodes of season 2 of Mistletoe Murders. And I can't believe that either.
I know. It's going by so fast.
Yeah. And I remember looking at the schedule, the Countdown to Christmas schedule, and we're like, okay, we have some time because they're going to show the first season. Yep. And now we're already done with season 2. And I'm bummed but excited and hoping they get a season 3.
Oh, they're going to get a
Hallmark.
Season 3.
Talking to you, looking at you, Hallmark, looking at you.
They're giving them
season 3, Mistletoe Murders. Let's
hands
go.
Hands down. My goodness.
It originally, Mistletoe, should I start that again?
Did you sip or did I sip? Who sipped?
I don't know. I think I need to sip more,
Let's rewind
apparently. Today, we're going to be reviewing episodes 5 and 6 of season 2 of Mistletoe Murders that originally aired on Friday, November 21st. 'Twas the Fight Before Christmas, parts 1 and part 2.
Love to play off the word.
Part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
They are streaming right now on Hallmark Plus. If you missed it,
yes,
go check it out. Actually, if you've never seen any of it, go watch season 1, and then you can roll right into season 2, and you can binge it.
And then you can come and listen to our podcast and tell us what you think.
There you go.
How about that?
Can.
So, talking about podcasts, if you'd like to follow us, hey, we're on your favorite podcast platforms, which is Apple and Spotify.
And all of
any
them.
other one that you like to listen to. We're also on YouTube and TikTok. So if you want to watch some videos,
TikTok,
you can head on over to those platforms, and there we are.
Ooh, we're having fun doing those videos, aren't we?
Oh, I'm loving every minute.
They're actually a lot of fun. we're getting into it. We're a little late to that party, but we're getting into it.
You're never too late.
Be sure to, like Garry said, head on over to the socials and follow us, and also let us know your thoughts about Mistletoe Murders. You can also shoot us an email at pourthewinei'sromcomtime@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought about season 2, how it compares to season 1 for you. Maybe you like it better. Maybe it's about the same. Not really sure. Or just shoot us an email about your thoughts about anything Hallmark related. We are heavy into Countdown to Christmas right now.
We are.
And we're only, 30-some days away from actual Christmas,
Man,
which is crazy to think about. We have some shopping to do still.
Yes, we do.
So, yes, shoot us an email. Shopping. We might even, read it on the air if it's nice. If it's not funny. Nice, I don't know.
I don't know what we're going to do.
But we would love to hear from you.
Yes, we would. So, you want to tell us what's in this one? Or who's in this one? What's in this one?
Who's on first?
Who's on third? No.
So in addition to the main characters returning, we also see Tommy Amber Peary. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She plays Carrie, the sommelier of a new restaurant in Fletcher's Grove.
Ooh.
Aaron Ashmore plays an adult Aaron, Aaron.
Okay.
Milton Barnes plays Danny. He is one of the owners of the new restaurant, and spoiler alert, does not survive.
No, he doesn't.
The first episode.
Hence part 1 and part 2.
There you go. Al McAdam, I think, plays Jason. He is a contractor for the new restaurant. Danny Kind plays Lauren. She's the co-owner of the restaurant, actual owner of the restaurant. She is the wife of Danny.
Okay.
Olivier Lamarche plays Jean-Marc. He is the chef. Natalie Brown plays Monica. That's Violet's mom and Sam's ex-wife. Yay. She makes an appearance in both episodes. Yeah, we finally get to meet Violet's mom.
I know, finally. I'm so happy.
Finally.
Well, Twas the Fight Before Christmas was directed by Melanie Orr for Hallmark. Melanie also directed the first 2 episodes of this season.
That's pretty cool.
And that's
4
why
episodes,
I'm enjoying this season.
Yeah.
Michelle Ricci for Hallmark. Michelle wrote the 2 Peril of the Bell episodes in season 1, which I think is pretty cool.
Yes.
She also wrote for Love and Honey. Legend of the Lost Locket, and several Haley Dean mysteries. She is also a writer on Middlebridge Mysteries on Audible, a spinoff of Mistletoe Murders that follows Violet to college.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good for her. That's awesome.
They start off as a podcast and then they get a TV series.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so I'm liking that. All right. So, shall we? We need to drop the synopsis.
We do need to drop the synopsis. We can't talk about it yet. So I will drop both part 1 and part 2. Part 1, Emily shelters a suspect while investigating a fancy restaurant owner's murder to prove their innocence. Sam is rattled by his ex-wife's unexpected arrival. I don't think he was rattled so much. I mean, it didn't really throw him off his game. If anything, he got closer to Emily during all of that.
Yeah, he did.
What do you think?
He didn't say nothing, but...
I mean, he felt a little awkward, of course, and it was a little awkward, but other than that, I wouldn't say rattled. But I don't write the synopsis, so...
No.
And for part 2, Emily and Sam investigate a murder before a Christmas restaurant event. Emily faces danger, shares her past with Sam, and stops running. Violet bonds with her mother.
Aw.
Dun, dun, dun.
Love it. Love every minute of it. So, let's talk about it. What did you think about these 2 parts?
We will probably give away some spoilers.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention that. This is the time in the podcast that we mentioned this, because if you have not watched it already, we will probably drop some spoilers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But hey, if you haven't seen it, go watch it, come back, listen to our podcast, or do it in reverse. Listen to our podcast, then go watch it.
And then go watch it. Yeah.
And then let us know what you think. Now we can dive into it, right?
Yep.
So what did you think? The final 2 parts of the season.
Oh, gosh. I thought that this was jam-packed, right? Yes. We got so much information. Agreed. We have the murder, of course, the murder that spans the 2 episodes. So we have the mystery surrounding that. You have the, characters surrounding that murder. So they're all new to the scene to us anyway. Right. You have Sam and Emily getting closer. Right. A lot closer throughout the entire 2 episodes. Really, there's lots of scenes with that. We see more of Emily's past when now we see her as an adult? Would you say probably in her 20s maybe?
I would say 20s.
Yeah. So we're getting more of that, and she has bangs. Emily has bangs. And if you're female, you have probably gone through some period in your life where you've had bangs. Maybe you still have them, but
bangs,
I think we all have. So it was pretty cool.
I said bangs, perms.
Something. Yeah. Well, I don't know if perms are as popular anymore as they were, back in our day in the 80s. But so it was just, and then you have Violet and her mom, and you kind of see, we get a really good glimpse into their relationship as well. We see, how Violet, not how she feels about her mom, but things that, are on Violet's mind, and the coming together of those 2, I thought was great. So it was just jam-packed with lots of information. Yeah. That's why I'm going to need a season 3 Hallmark.
Oh, we're getting a season 3.
Again, talking to you, Hallmark, talking to you.
Yep. Hands down, they're getting a season 3.
Put it out in the atmosphere. We're going to good vibe it. Positive vibes. So what'd you think?
I loved it. Like you, I love how Emily... she opens up more to Sam in these 2 episodes. Sam opens up to her. Yes. Lets her in. I like the little plot twist with Danny, with Mark, or what's his name? Jean-Marc.
Jean-Marc.
they got some surprises. Yeah. I actually like the whole concept of the murder. Not the murder itself. We're not condoning murder. No, just how it came about, and just overall. And creepy, and like you said with Violet, I think she grew a lot in this episode. Yeah. So, and we'll talk about that more. Yeah. But overall, it was really good. Really, really good. Really good. Yep. So you want to get into the actual murder and how this all.
Murder of the murder that arcs the 2 episodes. So there is a new restaurant that's going to be opening soon, and it doesn't take long for you to find out that there are financial problems.
Right.
You realize quickly that Danny is probably a guy who is constantly looking for a fast buck, needs to borrow money because he, is having a hard time paying his bills. And you kind of get the sense almost right away, which I thought was great of his character, in that he gets a lot of money and he spends it and he doesn't have a lot to show for it. So they're really trying to he and his wife are trying to get this restaurant, off the ground and running. And, we have Ray, who's involved a little bit also, right? Yes. He wants Emily to go to the restaurant to help throw a big dinner party as like their opening dinner party.
He wants her to help Jean-Marc.
Yeah, the chef. And so you kind of right away, we sort of meet everybody right at the beginning, and then Danny ends up dead. And he had, you've kind of seen him arguing with a couple people. And then I think, is it like the next morning, then he ends up dead. He's a little bit frozen. And so that is basically the mystery of who killed Danny.
Yes.
And Danny has some enemies. So you got to try to find out. A lot of
suspects in this one.
There's several suspects that they have to eliminate, including our friend Ray.
Right.
Because Ray has known Danny for a long time.
Into this one.
Yeah. So that's the mystery that they are trying to solve, is who killed Danny.
There you go.
And Ray becomes a suspect, and you're trying to figure out, Emily is trying to, she's sure he didn't do it, and she's trying to, figure out who did.
Right. So this one starts off a week later, right? Which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yes. Yeah. At the very beginning, before all of that, before we know the murder. Yes.
Yeah. It starts off with the narration by Emily, and you see her in a knife fight for her life, and then it flashes back to a week earlier.
Yes. So I thought that was such a great way to start it also. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see her in a tussle and she's up against a wall and somebody's putting a knife towards her, but of course you can't see who, because that's part of the mystery. We don't know who did it. We just know she's at a dinner party, right? Doesn't she say something like, I always wanted to have a large family Christmas or something?
I love the narration, man.
Yeah. So that was a really, really great way to start the episode. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And then you go to the past and you kind of see how they work their way to that moment. Yeah. So it was great. Yeah, great start.
And that's when they, again, find Danny laying in the snow. His knuckles are all bruised up and he's kind of got a chipped tooth, right?
Yeah.
So they're not sure who did it. And this is where all the mystery comes in.
The mystery of it all. Yeah. All right. You want to talk about some revelations that came about? And we'll get to the murder part of it and all of that jazz. Because that's a good storyline. But then you also have the underlying storyline of all the main characters as well, in addition to the mystery. So it's...
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's pretty good.
Right. So what was our first revelation?
Our first? Well, I mean, I don't know if I can go in order.
All right, let's just hit it.
All right. So I want to talk about, so we said Ray is a suspect. He goes to Emily's apartment to hide out. Right.
He broke into it, right?
He broke into it. Yeah, he didn't just knock on her door. That's true. He went to hide out. And I love that he, in the morning, makes her a big stack of pancakes. I just have to talk about this part because this is towards the beginning, right?
Yes.
And it's like a big old stack of pancakes. And my first thought was Uncle Buck before it's even brought up in the show. Because we love Uncle Buck. We quote Uncle Buck a lot. Our kids love the movie. I mean, this is a movie that is like a staple in our house, right? So that was my first thought. And then when Emily called him Uncle Buck, I almost fell on the ground. I was like, yes, I love this so much.
It was awesome.
I'm so glad they did that reference.
And you could just see the Uncle Buck picture, it was running through my head, the little scenes, and I thought that's
not really so much a revelation, but I just had to mention it. Okay. So I think, we can either go, do you want to go Violet and her mom, or do you want to talk about Sam and Emily?
Let's go Violet and her mom.
Okay. So I think there we really got a good glimpse at how I want to say how Violet feels about her mom, but her relationship with her mother
Right.
or her mom is just one of, her mom I think is always not necessarily pushing her in a bad way, but like, hey, did you do your, do you have your college applications? And
Right.
and you can see Violet kind of shy away from that. She doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't want to like disappoint her mom.
Right.
And say she doesn't really want to go to college. And I think so throughout the first episode and like half of the second one, Violet's at this place where she loves her mom. She thinks she's great, but she's so worried about telling her that, and disappointing her that she doesn't really want to go to college.
Right. She's not ready to go yet.
Right. Oh, yeah, true. She wants to take like a gap year, as they say now.
She wants to go on a walkabout. Yeah.
Most people just call it a year off, take some time. But they call it a gap year now or whatever. She wants to, she may not want to go to college. And I thought it was really well portrayed because, as parents ourselves, you do put that pressure in it. Sometimes it's inadvertently.
Right.
Like, you just assume they're going to want to go to college. You just assume, things like that. And it's not for everyone. No, everyone is not on the same timeline as everyone else.
Right.
You don't have to go right after high school. And we learned that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of us go later on in life. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to get that degree to move up on the corporate ladder. But yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought the development of that. And then you kind of, I'm kind of skipping ahead since we're talking about them. You see them come together towards the end, which I thought was really, really great. Emily and Violet were supposed to participate in a trivia contest,
that Brooke
and
was
they
holding,
end up not. And that's sort of a theme throughout the whole thing. Also, different Christmas trivia questions, right?
Right.
So, and then Emily can't go because she is, at a dinner party being attacked by the real murderer. So Violet's mom decides to go, and Violet's really happy to see her and excited, And I just thought that was really cool. Like I've said all along, even when we reviewed season 1, I like that they make Violet a good kid, a good-hearted kid.
Right.
She loves her parents. And she's going to do dumb stuff because she's a teen and everything. But I just like that they, and then when she talks to her mom is open about it. She's, communication is huge. So I love that evolution of her character. And I really love that they brought her mom on. I thought that was really a great addition to the final 2 episodes.
And one other thing is I like how they didn't pit Emily and Monica against each other.
Right.
And make Violet have to choose, or Violet doesn't hate one, because usually in a blended family like that, you would be, you either don't like the stepmom or the stepdad, or you don't like your biological parents or whatever. But I'm so glad that they made Violet the way she is in this whole series. So,
yeah, I totally agree. And this is how unobservant I am, which is why I wouldn't be able to solve mysteries. I mean, we have fun playing hunt a killer and whatnot, but when we first meet Monica, she literally says, I used to live here and I moved to New York.
Right.
When she first meets Emily, and totally over my head, completely over my head. Did not suspect, didn't think twice about it. And then later I'm like, that is the biggest duh moment of my life right there. Like, of course that's Violet's. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. But I should have.
But what's so funny too is Monica didn't put 2 and 2 together that Emily was the Emily.
Well, right. Do we know that she knew Emily? Yeah, she did, because she said, you're Emily. You're that
because
Emily,
Violet talked about Emily.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
that's a good point, too.
Don't feel too bad.
It's a very good point. Okay, well, I should have known better. I should have known. But, I'm watching it just for enjoyment. I'm not necessarily, I'm trying to look for clues, but I'm also, just an innocent observer,
Right.
Well, I guess not even an observer, really, because I didn't pick that up, so.
Right. So let's get into Ray, because he's one of the suspects, right, of the murder. And throughout the episode, you find out, how he was involved. And basically, Danny had gone to him to get a loan to, to front the restaurant while it was being renovated and until opening. And then he would pay it back once it was open. And then Emily, when she's talking to Sam, says, I saw them two, have an argument.
Danny and Ray.
Right. And then come to find out later on, Ray had said, yes, they did have a scuffle and he did punch him, which he felt guilty about. But it was because Ray needed more, or Danny needed more money and he didn't want to give it to him. But then he ends up saying yes. So he wires his some money.
Yeah.
And then Sam checks out his alibi and come to find out he did. So
he is correct. Yeah. And it's funny because Ray, has like this, he has like shady dealings, right? Which but now we find out he's sort of a guy with a heart, right? Yeah, like he's got money and he wanted to help Danny because he's known Danny, right, for years. They've known each other for a long time. So that was that. You're right. That was definitely a glimpse into Ray and his heart. So I don't think Ray is out there killing people.
No,
he just might be doing some stuff under the table, like a little money under the table, a little money laundering. I don't know.
And again, I love how they made his character not be this douche or this, actually a killer or whatever. But So
I mean,
he's off the suspect list now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He is. So we could talk about Sam and Emily.
Ooh,
there's a lot of kissing in these two episodes.
Oh my!
There's a lot of smooching going on.
Steamy. Don't think some ice in some of these scenes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about them.
They're together, a lot throughout the two episodes. Of course, they're working together to try to solve the murder of Danny.
Yeah.
And then you have Violet's mom enter the picture, right? Monica? Is
Monica,
that right?
Yep.
Monica. So you have Violet's mom there, and that kind of throws a wrench in things, but not really in the way that you would think. Like you said earlier, I'm glad they didn't have Monica and Emily battling each other or, they're really kind of, they're like fans of one another, right? Because Monica knows Emily is there and Violet speaks so highly of Emily. And, that's Violet's mom. So Emily respects that. And, and they, in fact, at one point have a conversation about it. Monica's like, so how long have you and Sam been together?
That was a good scene.
That would be awkward. But so I thought that was great. But then Emily and Sam just have these moments. Of course, they get, we have to talk about the freezer scene.
Right.
I guess they get stuck in a freezer
together.
Right. Sam he was knocked out. Emily sees him in the freezer. She goes in. Someone closes the freezer door.
Yeah.
And they're in there and they kind of have, they have some conversations.
Yeah. It's
that
those
they wouldn't
death
normally have,
conversations, right? The conversations you have when you think you're going to die.
When you think you're going to die and you're near death because your hypothermia is setting in, right? Yes. So they're kind of huddled together. And I love and that's when she sort of has a flashback, right? Of her previous life. And, and she's like, my name was Grace.
Yeah. This is Grace, the part where she starts opening up. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then I think he says, what does he say? It suits you or something. And then she's kind of like, well, that doesn't say a lot. Like I tell you my real name and that's all you have to say. And then he kisses her, which I thought was so great.
It was great.
And then she goes, well said, after they kiss. So it was so
she
cute.
Did.
It was so cute. And doesn't he ask her, what else did they talk about? Doesn't he ask her he wants to take her out on a date or no?
Yes, he wants to take her out on a date. Yeah. And it's funny because throughout the scene, he's trying to ask her, but they keep getting interrupted.
Is it while they're in the freezer though? Or are you talking about another? Because I think he keeps getting interrupted, like when they go to the dinner.
Right. That's when they were getting interrupted when they were at the dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was so funny. But that scene, but also while they were in the freezer, they realized why Danny's knuckles were bruised.
Yes.
Because he was trying to punch his way out.
Yeah.
Which, ouch.
Yeah. They realized that the freezer was probably a crime scene.
And
well, it was going to be with them too if something happened to them. But
you had brought something up that I didn't even think about is, the fans that are in there. You were like, well, why couldn't they just stick something in the fans to kind of burn out the motors, right? And maybe that would stop it from freezing. I don't know. And, yeah.
Well, and you had said those freezers usually have like a fail safe, like you can't lock yourself in. They have something
just because of that reason.
Yeah, and then you find out later that they were faulty. They do bring that up, which I thought was really cool because then I was like, "Oh, look at you! You did know that."
And Jason was the contractor was supposed to fix
it, and he didn't. He didn't. What other Emily and Sam?
Oh, under the gazebo or in the gazebo?
Yes. Oh. That's towards the end. Yeah. Yes. You want to talk about that now or you want to?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So Sam and Emily are under, because that's where he takes her for the first date. Right.
Right. He finally
gets his first
it out.
Date.
Yeah.
And Emily says she tells him he can ask her anything he wants. And he's kind of hesitant at first because he's like, you know what, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. And she's like, no, go ahead. And so the first thing he asks is she a cop or was she a cop?
Yeah.
And she says, no, not exactly. And I think
because that was brought up before by one of the other, the previous.
And then she just tells him, was it, did she say she was I can't remember the word she actually used, but like
intelligence. I think she says intelligence.
That's what it is. And he was like, that explains a lot, which I thought was funny because she's always good at getting out of problems and solving mysteries. So, he figures that out.
Well, and that gazebo scene, I just got to throw a quick shout out. It reminded me so much of Gilmore Girls.
Yes,
the gazebo in Stars Hollow. We're on what season? We just started watching that relatively recently in the past few months, and I was like, that's like a Gilmore Girls gazebo. Yeah. That's what I thought.
In the middle of the town, right?
But anyway, getting back to Emily and Sam.
And then
that's where she says that there was a person because she tells her story, basically. There was a person she was hunting, and we, the audience, know it's Aaron, right? She's hunting him, and she thought she had intelligence she could trust, and it turned out it was a trap for her and her team. Right. And I wonder if that's the explosion that we saw like in the first season.
Yes.
And she was then given a new name and a new place to live, and that's how she ended up in Fletcher's Grove.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's exactly how.
I thought she was going to say she went to Fletcher's Grove looking for something.
Right.
Like that's where Aaron was, where Aaron was. So, and that was just such a sweet moment. So she has told him everything, and he's really he says he knows who she is. He doesn't, he doesn't necessarily need all of that past information now. Like he's good. And then they have a moment where they kiss again.
Oof. Steamy.
So that was really, really profound. I thought that was great.
Yeah, I agree with
their first date was just a simple one in the gazebo in the town, just talking, and it worked out great.
It worked out really well.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that one. So, do you want to? Let's go into some of the flashbacks with Emily.
Yeah, we got to talk about.
Because we find out a lot about Chimera. Mm-hmm. And we actually find out a lot about Aaron, and he is not the person that she thought he was.
Right.
And there's a scene where she's walking back from, I'm going to assume, like a little coffee shop, and she's got a bag in her hand. She notices a van outside, and she talks to Aaron.
I know, I can't get out of it yet.
And he kind of brushes it off like it's no big deal, and he ends up saying that he has a failsafe and that he had not told anybody. And that gets the wheels rolling with Emily because she's like, well, why would you have that? And then there's a couple other flashbacks where she kind of hacks into his computer and finds out that he's been doing some shady stuff with some shady people. And a lot of the money that they've been taking from billionaires, which was the reason Chimera was established, was kind of like a Robin Hood type theme, rob from the rich, give to the poor. She found out that he was funneling that money to a bunch of shady people.
Yeah, it was definitely like a Robin Hood, how it started out.
Yeah. So,
not rob, but they would, they would steal from like the big corp, right?
Yep.
Big corporations. And you also find out that he was the one who set up the teacher.
Yes.
Right? We find out
Miss Cambridge.
Yep. Yep. We find out that he was the one. And Emily really, she has a lot of power with her knowledge in coding, and a lot can be done with it, but she wants to use it for good, and he does not.
Exactly.
And did you mention the terrorist part of it? How she confronts him about being sort of involved with terrorist groups, and they're under the guise of doing good, but they do end up killing people, and they end up they're more nefarious, and she doesn't want to go that route, and she's the one who ends up setting them up.
Yeah.
Right.
She goes to the
with
feds.
Aaron, and she goes to the feds, and she, I guess, works with them or tells them what's going on, and she sets up the coding so that their stuff, Yeah.
It doesn't. His kill switch doesn't work.
Doesn't work, right?
And he has a shocked look, and that's when the feds break in, and unfortunately, he's able to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Emily thinks he actually died in that raid, but he didn't. So,
well, I don't think because she was looking for him after she gets out of prison, because she does work for intelligence. So she knows he's not dead. He thinks she's dead.
Right.
Because of the trap with her team.
Right.
I believe that's why he thinks she's dead. And we find that out at the very end.
Yeah.
That's what he thought.
Yeah.
That she was dead. But I mean, there's so much. I can't think of anything else with the Chimera. I mean, they did have a team. There were other people involved, and they all got arrested. And I wonder, if we get a season 3, are we going to see any of those other coders come and find her, or try to work with her, or what's going to happen there?
I think they're going to be the ones. They're going to be her team, and those are probably the ones that get, killed in that explosion that we see.
Oh, you mean her fellow coders that are when the raid happens? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see,
Season 3 Hallmark.
Yeah. And then at the very end, we have Erin. She's expecting Sam at her apartment, and he's actually on his way.
Yeah.
So that's the other part. And then she opens the door, and she thinks it's going to be Sam, and it's not.
It's AA.
And it's Erin. Mm-hmm. And that's, I think, when he says, "You look good for a dead person."
Yes.
Right. Now Sam is on his way.
Yes.
So we have to find out. And the actual murder throughout the 2-episode arc is resolved. They have already solved that by this point, right? They've had their, and I don't know if we want to say who did it, but the murder is solved.
Yes. Which was to do with plot twist, right?
But yeah. There's a wine bottle involved in hitting Sam, and I think we probably should have known at that point that it had to do with wine.
Yes.
I'm just going to say.
Suspect.
Mm-hmm.
But we also find out a little twist between Jean-Marc and
that was another little
twist. Mm-hmm. Didn't see it coming.
Jean-Marc.
Yeah, he was a little...
He has an accent. He's from France, allegedly. And he talks about places in France that he worked at, or where he lived. And Emily picks up on the fact that that what he's saying really isn't actually France.
No.
Is not true.
Mm-mm.
And then that ties in with the actual murder. Although, spoiler alert, Jean-Marc is not the murderer.
He is not.
But he doesn't have an accent, so to speak, which was kind of a good twist, which I was not expecting.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, the whole episode, the 2 episodes were really good. And I was like, wow, it's over already, man.
Yeah, it went fast.
And it's a good episode or good episodes when it's like over when you start watching.
Yeah. It's so good. And they have so many places that they can go. And, we'll have to listen to the podcast series because I'm not really sure how it aligns with the podcast series. I don't know if maybe the first season, I just don't know. So we should probably listen to it just to kind of see where it goes. We kind of didn't because we didn't want spoilers, but we probably should now. And I'd really like to listen to that Middle Bridge. That sounds interesting too. Yeah, what is it? Middle Bridge?
It was Middlebridge, blah, 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 blah. Here, I'll bring it up real quick.
Yeah, Middlebridge something. But yeah, if we listen to that. So there are just so many places they can go. The acting is so good. Sarah Drew is fantastic as Emily. Her inner dialogue is fantastic. Peter Mooney as Sam is great. What is it? Sierra Marilyn Riley? Yes. I think. She is Violet, and she's so good as Violet. And I think it's, she hasn't really been acting that long, but she's so good and so sweet in this. And really, we love. Oh, and we didn't even mention Brooke. Brooke pops in occasionally. Sue pops in occasionally in this episode. And Brooke is, and we love her from The Good Witch. So, I love her anyway. So anytime she is on the screen, we just love and we laugh, with her. And at one point she's in like this all pink. All I could think of was Elle Woods. Yes. Elle Woods. Do you know who I'm talking about? Reese Witherspoon?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's all I could think about. And she I love her. So all the characters are so good. And so I don't know. It's a great show. It's a great show. And you have the mystery. And I like that they have the mystery, and it's, you have it in one episode. It's the 2-episode arc where you have the murder, and then it gets resolved in the second episode. All the while, there's all these other things going on.
Crazy.
There's still a mystery within a mystery within a mystery, right? So the layers are really great, and I am just
like you
hoping
said,
for a season 3.
They can go in every direction possible.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for a season 3.
They really can. Yep.
All right.
All right.
Is that a wrap?
That's a wrap. But do you want to talk about your tinsel top moment?
I was getting ready to.
All right.
And I'm going to say the gazebo scene. I really enjoyed that whole conversation between them and how Emily opened up the way she did.
Yes.
That's
it would be a tie for me with this one, the gazebo scene and the trivia night with Violet and her mom.
Oh, yeah.
Just showing them getting closer together. And then when Violet wins, it was just a really sweet moment. So I loved both of those two. Those would both be my tinsel top moments for these 2 episodes.
So what about ornaments? How many are you giving this one?
I got to go with a 5. I thought it was great. I thought they were, for both of them. I thought it was a great way. It was a great season finale. For a TV series. Yeah. We got so much more information. There's so many more places they can go. It's really wide open with the mystery with Emily, even with Sam's past. You have Violet, who might be going off to college, and her mom, and you have Brooke in there, and Sue. I think it all really works. And and it worked for these 2 episodes as rounding out season 2.
Yeah.
So I give it 5. How about you?
I'm giving it 5 for the exact same reasons. And as a whole, the series this year, season 2.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. It was great. It was great.
All right. So now, is that a wrap?
That is definitely a wrap.
All right. Well, thanks for listening again.
Yeah. And be sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts and on social media so you don't miss a thing. Until next time, cheers.